You are live. All right, the count up is happening. Hello, everybody. I'm going to just take a moment to check all the feeds. We are going live. Yep, we're live on Facebook and we are live on Twitch. And let me check YouTube, and we'll be good to go. This is uh, this is exciting for a number of reasons. All because you can go live on three platforms at one time, although uh, this won't always be the case because of our format. Yep, it's saying I'm live, so let me click on here. Yep, we're live, man. So we are literally live on three platforms at one time. That's cool. I love this software. You can go live on I think up to as many. Well, this particular software, you can go live up to about 4 or 5 different platforms at the same time. But the mission is not to actually go live on all of them at the same time because of the market we're targeting. But for now, because we're just chopping it up, it's all good to go live on those platforms, and especially just to let people know that we're back, Rebel Action TV, and what it's all about. I'm here tonight with my good friend and ex-partner, Daryl Rome, who is down in Athens, Alabama. And what was the temperature down there today, D?
It was kind of cool today. I don't think it got past 60, 55.
Oh, okay.
It's raining today, so.
That's cool for you, right?
Yeah.
I see you got a hoodie on, so
This is my throwback right here.
So yeah, it ain't got to where you ain't got to have nothing on but t-shirt, flip flops, or shorts and flip flops yet. But
Right. I had shorts on today though.
You did. Oh, come on, man. Oh man, I walked outside today and I thought, man, I need some long johns, man. These jeans I had on, the wind was cutting straight through them, bro.
Oh no, I don't have that problem. I know.
Not down in Alabama.
No, bro. No,
Man, I'm jealous, bro. I'm jealous, man. One day.
yeah.
But for now, you'll just have to put up with me visiting often. And I say that because I got a key, right?
Yeah, you got a key. That's right.
I got a key to the crib. And so that lets you guys know just how good friends we are. I got a key to this man's house in Alabama, and I have had the pleasure of staying there by myself one night. I think was I there one night or 2 nights? I think it was just one night.
One night.
It might have been 24 hours, but when I got to your house,
yeah.
I had planned on going back out, right? Because I got there pretty early.
Right.
And man, I got in your house, man, and that was all she wrote, man. It was like, oh man, I was like, I can't go nowhere. It was like an alt world, bro, because I sat on the couch and it was just like, wow, Then I moved over to the your island, which is probably where you're sitting right now, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right, and I just sat there, man. I had actually stopped at the Dollar General, I think it is, and picked up some snacks, man. I was like, I really need to go out and get something to eat.
Right.
But I was just cool, man. I just sat there, man, and just looked around. I walked outside. I'm like, wow, and just took it all in. You got a beautiful spot down there, man.
Wow.
That's really a blessing. So yeah, we've been knowing each other how many years now?
Man, we're going back to 95, 94. I came on 93, so I didn't get to 1 to 94. So somewhere 94, 95.
94, 95. So what academy were you in? The 70 what?
78.
So I think I was a 76.
76.
So there was one. There was one. We graduated January of 91.
91. Yeah.
When did you guys come out?
November 14th of 93.
So yeah, there was probably one in between us, because at that time they was running one a year.
Mm-hmm.
Or no? Okay.
Yeah, because I was supposed to go to that class.
Uh-huh.
No, the one after me. I was supposed to go. But I got bumped up.
Yeah.
I got bumped up and went to the 78.
So that's back when was they still doing 2 classes off one test?
I think so. Yeah, they were.
Okay.
I got bumped up.
You got bumped up into the first class off that test. Okay. Yeah, that's the same with me. I was supposed to be in the 75th, but I got bumped back to the 77th.
Right.
I think because they ran a smaller class for the 75th, and then a whole bunch of people retired, and they pushed the
But
76 was a rushed class. We weren't supposed to go through till like that January,
okay.
and I think in that July they had a whole lot of retirement. So we got a call like, look, we got to start this class in
Right.
September.
Right. We had a
Yep.
big class. We had like 54, 55. We had a big class.
Mm,
I think probably the first ones going down to
to the
Long
new facility.
yeah, Longworth.
Yeah, yeah. If you're just joining us, thank you for checking us out tonight. This is John Martin. I'm the founder and creator of Rebel Action TV. This is a idea that we actually had back in 2015, and it originally started out as some filmmakers got together here in Chicago and called me to a meeting and asked me to help them get their work out. And so we came up with this plan of creating this channel. It was supposed to be like a Netflix or similar. What eventually came out was like I don't know if you're familiar with like PureFlix or some of those. It was like a Netflix type thing where it would be a monthly subscription, and all these like indie filmmakers here in Chicago were going to give me material and movies to put on there. We were going to just start streaming movies, and that's what it originally started out as. And so we started doing a few talk shows on here. I started doing my financial show and then Raw Talk, and we went from there. But now we're just getting this thing fired back up, and we're just coming on here chatting, man, and talking and getting opinions and finding out where people are and doing interviews of people like yourself who was military prior to police, right?
Right.
So tell us a little bit about your military experience, D, as far as coming out of being raised and growing up in Detroit. At what age did you know you wanted to go into the military?
Man, I'm gonna tell you, if you can remember back in I used to get like Boys Life magazine, uh, Scout magazines. They used to have the Army, like a little brochure, not a brochure, but like little tap off that you can send out. You get like a sweatband,
Okay.
band and a
Yeah.
wristband. So I was doing that when I was like in my early teens. So
Okay.
I was part of the policing force for a couple of years in Detroit,
Okay.
and my sister was a cop, so it's kind of like kind of ran, you know, in the family. I guess in the family, I'm seeing her being a cop, Detroit cop. So I was like, she's a Detroit cop, and
Uh-huh.
I figured I could be, cop anywhere. So I was rebellious, my 15, 16, 70-year-old age. I was real rebellious. And, I blew off my college exam. I just blew it off. So I was like,
Right.
I'm going in the military because I'm leaving. So uh, went to the recruiter. I was actually going to join the Marines at first.
Okay.
So talked to him, and there I wanted to be an MP. So unbeknownst to me, to be an MP in the Marines at the time, you had to be 19. So I was
Okay.
18. So he was saying, well, you come on in, you can pick another MOS, job.
Mm-hmm.
You switch over when you get in.
Okay.
And I was like, that don't sound right. So,
You thought you said that was the setup, huh?
yeah, it was a setup move, man. So he would come by the house. I'll be peeking out the curtain. you know,
The recruiter.
yeah, the Marine recruiter. So
Okay.
I just kind of blew him off, man. So went back and went to the Army guy. So Army's like, come on in, man. What you want to be? I said, well, MP. He said, come on in. Came on in, sat down, showed me like he used to have like the big laser disc. So they had like, remember the laser disc?
Yeah, like the giant CDs.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
he
yeah, I remember those.
the MP was gonna be doing and stuff like that. So I was like, cool. Took the test, pass. He said, where you want to go? Where you want to go? I said, go to Europe. He said, okay. Typed up the contract. You want to go to Europe, your first tour? I said, okay.
Uh-huh.
So come July, you know, he came, picked me up. My mom standing at the front door crying. And this is how evil I was at the time. I'm laughing because she was crying, I was like,
What?
oh yeah, I was like, I got her. Yeah, she's like, she crying. So I left. I was gone. I was out. So I went to Fort McClellan, Alabama.
Okay.
Was my basic training. So went there, man, and it was all the stuff that my mom taught me. You know, washing clothes, ironing, and doing all that stuff. It came into play in basic training. So
Okay.
got through basic training because I used to charge dude $2 a shirt. The class B, class A shirts.
Uh-huh.
Get the crease down the side,
Yeah.
down the back. I used to charge dudes, $2 a shirt. I'd be in there ironing because they couldn't iron, they couldn't do nothing. So I got through basic. I went in July, got through basic, and AIT was like an advanced individual training. It was all in
Hmm.
the same spot. And so I came out, got done with that right before Christmas. Came home back to Detroit. You know, stayed there for a couple of about a week or so. Then I flew over to Germany.
Okay.
Germany was like, man, you know, you remember the wild all the shows back in the day when TV was wholesome,
Yeah. Yeah,
like
you're talking a long time ago,
a
bro.
long time ago. But you would see places, like Europe and stuff. You
Yeah.
read your textbook, you be looking at pictures of Europe and places. And here I am, 18 years old, like, wow, it's like I'm over here now.
Uh-huh.
Got a chance to go to Paris, Berlin, and just the French countryside. It was nice. The duty wasn't that good because I was like on a we were on I was doing physical security,
Okay.
like two branches of the military police corps. You have the road, like regular police stuff. Then you have physical security. So in Germany, Germany's like the halfway point. So like when the wars overseas, like in the same Middle East broke off,
Hmm.
Germany has a lot of ammunition. So we got bunkers everywhere over there. We had nukes over there, but at the time we were protecting a nerve agent.
Okay.
We had BX, all the bad stuff, but it was in this big old site, and that's what we did. We protected that, and 24 on, 24 off, and it was just crazy duty, man. So
How how long did you do that? How many years was you over there?
2 years first time,
Okay.
2 years. So I spent 2 years over there. Uh, I get I was promotable to sergeant when I left. So I left from there and I went up to Fort Leavenworth,
Kansas.
Kansas. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was there, got promoted to sergeant there. Uh, I was uh, did a little bit of road, but they pulled me because I was so new. They pulled me called the CID, which is
Hmm.
Criminal Investigation Division of the Army. So I was working like drug suppression with them. So I was pretty much going into like NCO club, off base, trying to make buys and stuff like that. Way back in the day, that's when crack wasn't even out like it was.
Hold on. You was doing buys in the military?
I was doing buys in the military. Yeah,
Man, I never knew that.
yeah, I was doing buys in the military. Yeah,
Wow.
off Leavenworth PD back in the day. Just even if somebody came up on hot on the piss test, you know, then they would come in. That was part, find out who gave it to you, where you use it, who you buying from, stuff like that. Most weekends they give me like a little money, go out to the NCO club and just hang out.
Uh-huh.
Years, yeah. So I was doing that for a minute. Then I re up. I think I re-enlisted.
So so the original enlistment was for 4 years, right?
Yeah, it was for 3 or 4. I can't remember what my first one was for.
And you did a total of what, 6?
6 and did about a year in the reserves.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was in Leavenworth. I think I re up, and I went back to Germany.
Okay.
So I should have went. I should have went to drill school. That's what I should have went to.
Yeah.
But I went back to Germany, and I
Now,
went.
now, had you went to drill school, do you think you would have retired military?
Yeah, I probably would have retired.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have retired. So, but even at the MEP station, at the recruiter at the MEP station, when you sign your final document, he's like, "You want to go infantry?" I was like, he said, "If you get $8,000." I was like, "Nah, I'm cool. I'm cool." If I would have went infantry, I probably would have stayed because you make rank real quick in infantry. But
Okay.
combat arms, I mean, the MP corps is pretty much they're like you want to say glorified infantry because when
Okay.
we went to war, we got more a squad, a platoon of MPs got much firepower as an infantry platoon. So,
Okay.
um, but yeah, I went from Leavenworth back to Germany, went back to the same battalion I was in, same brigade, and I got stuck on a nuke plant this time, a nuke site. So I was a little,
Really?
yeah, I was a little heated because when I went back, to end process, some of the guys that were at my old company were like up in battalion now. He's like,
Okay.
"We still got your paperwork, bro." Because
Really?
yeah, they had like a it's like a PRP program, it's called like personal reliability program. So you had to have like a secret clearance because you're dealing with nukes and stuff. So they still have my paperwork. So it was like, yeah, you still got your stuff, So I kind of,
Yeah.
so I was a little salty. I was like, man, I want to do like the road stuff, go over there and drive around the hat and do my police stuff.
Yeah.
But I got stuck on the physical security side again. So I hatched my plan. Then I was like, I'm getting out.
Okay.
Now, so I did another 2 years over there, and ended up coming back to the states. And I went to Fort Knox.
Okay.
So it wasn't that far from home, probably about 6 hours from Detroit. So
Yeah.
I bought a little Probe, my first little car,
The,
brand new.
I remember it was
Yeah,
blue, right? The blue
I bought
Pro.
that car. Yeah, I bought that car brand new. The first time I came back from Germany, I bought it, and it had like 5 miles on the odometer, man, brand new off the lot. And I took that car overseas with me too. Brought it back,
Uh-huh.
and I used to fly up and down from Fort Knox to Detroit.
Okay.
So one of my troops, uh, he's like, Sergeant Rome, you want this application? Because he was official too. I mean,
Uh-huh.
that's back when applications was pages, right? You got to
Yeah.
fill it out with a pen.
Right.
It wasn't no online stuff. It was like you got to fill it out, send it
Right.
in.
Mm-hmm.
So the application he had was from Cincinnati PD. So
Really?
I filled it out, sent it in. I wasn't thinking none of it. I knew I was getting out that year, uh, but I was putting in applications everywhere. Louisville PD, Knoxville PD, Cincinnati, Detroit. So I just had my you know hands in all over the place.
So you were only filling out applications for police departments. You knew that was what you wanted to do.
Yeah,
You wasn't even thinking any other way.
yeah, that was it. I knew with my training, I didn't have no record. Training.
Yeah.
Back then I was, "Arr,"
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
do this. So I filled out stuff, and I went to Detroit's test, uh, Knoxville, and I tell you, it was a toss up between Knoxville and Cincinnati.
Okay. So
So
they both called you. They both wanted you.
oh yeah, all I had to do in Knoxville was just go down and sign my paperwork. I was hired.
Oh wow.
But me, I didn't know the locale of really Knoxville.
Yeah.
I really should have went to Knoxville because it was 20 and out. It was closer to Atlanta,
Yeah.
Carolinas,
Yeah.
Bird, Deals, Gab.
Oh man.
But I would have met you if I went to Knoxville. So
That's true. We would be talking tonight.
so God had a plan. So
God had a plan, and because of me, you had to do an extra 5 years.
right, so I had to do it. So I was like this. I think they started at like 18,000. They had
Okay.
8 cars, small apartment, and the chief was real cool.
Uh-huh.
Back then, I had aspirations of being like FBI, so they had a sit down meeting when you went in. So you had the chief, all the assistants chiefs. You sat
Okay.
in front of them, and they interviewed you
Oh wow.
as an applicant. Yeah,
Like a panel type of
right.
situation.
So I remember. I forget. I don't remember. even know his name. I would have to look up and see who the chief was at that time in Knoxville. But he was like, you know, tell me what your aspiration, what you want to do. Say I want to be FBI agent later on in life. You know, go finish my school and do this. So the assistant chief like, well, we don't need him. The chief was like, hold on, you know, let him talk. You know, so
Mm-hmm.
he passed me through. He's like, you know, you got to have dreams. You telling the truth. You know, he would say he might like it here.
Yeah.
So he was a real cool chief.
Okay.
But I was driving, went home. I used to go home like every weekend because I just shoot up, man, a little pro, man. We just shoot up 75
Straight shot.
to Detroit, and I was coming back. So I always used to see uh, come down through the Cutting Hill.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, man, that's like a nice city to live in. I would see cause the skyline was just nice because you come through the hill. I come through at night, be all lit up. I was like, man, look at
Yep.
a nice city.
Yep.
And when I was a little kid in Detroit, now y'all had Kings Island, we had Cedar Point. So
Right.
my mother wasn't able to take us to Kings Island. Kings Island used to be like, you know, kids that had the family had a little bit of money. They'll go,
Really?
yeah, we went to Kings Island.
Okay.
Never went to Kings Island when I was a kid. You know, we would go to Cedar Point. It was like 2 hours away, so it was cool.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, that was like a nice city to live in. So I keep went up to Detroit. Was on my way back, and you remember we had the notepads you used to stick to the window.
Yeah. Yeah. With the suction cup.
You had the suction cup.
Yeah, I remember those.
So I'm hitting the radio stations. And I hit on the Wiz.
Okay.
I hit the Wiz, and it was like had the announcement: Cincinnati Police Department hiring.
Okay.
So I take my pen out. I write the number down. Boom, 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 boom. I say I'll call them when I get back to post.
Uh-huh.
So I get back to Leavenworth. So I check my mailbox. Got this little, you know, 3x5 card saying, you know, Cincinnati Police Department, you know, test at this, come to this place at the convention center,
Yeah.
whatever date it was, I forget what date it was, you know, come take the test. So I was like, bet. It's okay. So I come back up there, take the test. I walk into the convention center, and it's like 3,000 people. It was
Yeah.
crazy, man. I was
It
like,
was crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
like a drop in the bucket.
Right.
I didn't even think about even passing. I said, I'm gonna go ahead and take this test, but I'm looking around because they had them big old round tables,
Yep.
and it was like, man, ain't no way in the world I'm gonna make it. It just ain't no way in the world.
Same here, man. I felt the same way. Yeah. Yeah.
And it was a crazy test because it wasn't no right or wrong. It was just like one of those psychological tests.
Psychological. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like,
Hmm.
they asked you the same question on down the line. Do you agree? Strongly disagree? Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So I kept getting callbacks. Kept getting callbacks. You know, that's why I met brother Al Brown at.
Okay.
Came, we were talking during the process. We met.
Yeah.
We were chopping it up in the process,
Yeah.
and every time we would come back, I would see him. So I was like, you know, so when I came down, no Karen Harris. I don't know if you remember Karen Harris.
The name sounds familiar, but I can't put a face to it.
White female. She's in recruiting.
Ah, I can't pull up the face, D.
But she came down to Fort Leavenworth, to Fort Knox. She came down to Fort
So
Knox.
she was your recruiter.
She was my recruiter.
Okay.
And, oh shoot, what's his name? I can see his face. Oh, what's his name? Crazy dude. He got fired. He was from Chicago, but she came down to recruit both of us.
Okay.
And I remember her coming in the barracks, and all the troops were like, she was holding, she was shapely, you know.
I don't remember her. Oh,
Oh, it'll come to you.
okay.
But yeah, she came down. She was real cool. Art Walker.
Okay. So Art Walker. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Art Walker was down
Art
there.
Walker was from Chicago originally.
Yeah, he's from Chicago.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah,
learning a lot tonight.
yeah. I didn't know him on post, but he was in a tank battalion because at the time, uh, Fort Knox was like the training center for armor. So all the
Mhm.
tanks before they moved to Fort Benning was in Fort Knox, but he was like an instructor on the tanks. She said, yeah. She said, I got a loud one and I got a quiet one. So Art was the loud one. I was the
Okay.
quiet.
She
So
was right about that. Yeah,
right.
definitely right about that.
uh, I came down. She interviewed people in the barracks, stuff like that. So she said it shouldn't be no problem. So I actually ended up ETS and getting out the army,
Hmm.
and
No,
got
no. What's ETS mean?
in the service terminated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
So
Did,
went.
did they give you another financial offer?
They gave me, yeah. They wanted me to re-enlist. You know,
How much that time?
no, no, not a financial one. It's just you get to pick a school or something like that.
Okay.
At that point, I knew I was getting out,
Yeah.
so I was like, "Now I'm cool."
Okay.
Uh, Went back to Detroit, and I think I got out August. Yeah, I got out in August 93, and went back to Detroit. Got like a little side job. Got my unemployment, and making these lonesome dove at this videotape. So they had cassette, VHS tapes.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
making those.
I got one right here, believe.
Yeah, yeah,
I found these the other day. I was like, whoa,
yeah.
get out my office here.
That's almost like an 8 track.
Yeah.
But I was doing that for a couple of months, and they called me and said, "Hey, you got bumped up. Your class date is November 14th." So I was like, "Okay." So I had to come down to Cincinnati, find an apartment. So found an apartment. My first apartment was like the former apartments on
In
MLK.
Clifton.
So I found that a couple of my partners from Detroit, helped me move my stuff down,
Hmm.
get that all situated. So I went back to Detroit until I think a couple of days before the academy started,
Okay.
and the rest was like coming through. Did the academy, and I went to District 4 was my first district,
Okay.
and I got transferred early. That's when I used to do like 18 months.
Yeah.
But I got transferred early before anybody in my class. I went down to
Why?
one. I don't know. I don't know. I went down to one, and I remember Stryker. He was walking down the hallway,
Uh huh.
called me by my damn first name. I said, "Sir," he's like, he said something to me. He said,
Was he captain then?
he was captain then. He was
Okay.
captain. He's like, he's telling me, what did he say? No, I think McAlpin was the captain then,
Oh man. Okay. Yeah.
but he was just getting out. He was just
Who-
leaving or something.
McAlpin was just leaving.
I think he was just leaving. Striker
Okay.
took over. But he told me, he's like, you new here to District 1? I said, yeah. He said, was this your first choice? I was like, no, sir. He said, well, make it your first choice. You know. But after that, it was cool. But
Yeah.
he called me by name. Like, he knew everybody's first name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he knew
Yeah.
everybody's first name.
Yeah.
Then I
You
went.
sure when Snowden was Snowden chief?
Snowden was chief.
So that meant McAlpin was still captain. I
He was
think you're
still captain.
right.
Yeah, he was still captain in 93. I think Striker took over in 94, 95, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, because I remember the Snowden used to go, he used to ride. He used to go out and ride with folks.
Snowden did. Yeah.
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 Go out and
Yep.
ride with folks.
Yep. Sure did.
Yeah, I was on what, first shift,
You
and
went to first shift?
I was with first shift. I was with all the old guys.
When that was strange.
I was on first shift for a minute.
Okay.
I think I started on second shift.
Okay.
But
That's
yeah, I went to
but
first.
was we still rotating then or what?
Ooh, yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. So we was rotating every 2 months,
Hmm.
rotating shifts.
I can remember our first time in District 4. In District 1, I was on I think Finley Street. I was on
Uh-huh.
and this chick was like, District 4 was different. It was you got into drug stuff because Scout Krauser was my FTO, and we used to do him and Scott Bodie.
Oh, Scotty.
Scotty was they was in all the drug stuff. So that's what I got my teeth. I already knew stuff
Right.
coming in, so it was like, but that's all they used to do, crack, and, chasing. I was, jumping over fences. I was like the dog, like off the leash, like go get him. He's like catching them. But first time I stopped somebody down in District One, it was I can Scott James Gibbons' daughter, sister.
His sister. Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
That was your first traffic stop?
No, just rolling up on her.
Okay.
She was tricking.
Yeah.
She was tricking. So I mean, she kind of MFs. I was like, "Are you talking to me?" I was like, "Oh, that's how we get down today." I said, "Okay," and I just stopped people. I was running beat 3, and just get my teeth wet, man. And I don't know how I got to the. I think I joined the. I tried out for the bike patrol first.
Okay.
Bike patrol first, and because it was me, uh, Mark Sneed, and Pickens. Pickens. You were trying out.
Pickens. What's Pickens' first name?
Steve Pickens.
Steve Pickens. Yeah. Classmate of mine. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Classmate of mine. Yeah.
Actually, Curitan was running the test that day.
Okay.
He was running the test, so we had to do all this in the convention center again. Running, had to do laps around. Look at that deer. I was a deer back then,
Oh man. Yeah. Yeah.
And I got on the bike patrol.
Okay.
So I think I was on bike patrol before I joined. Yeah, I was on bike patrol before I joined.
Cat team.
Cat team.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It was me and Bruner.
Okay. Yes.
We teamed up. That's when we were on second shift then.
Okay.
We teamed up.
Yeah, that was an awesome team. Yeah.
We used to hit them in the mouth, bro.
Man, bro.
We used to hit them.
That's back in the day when the second shift, the District 1 second shift was all teams, right?
Yeah.
We were all paired up, all had a partner.
Right.
Man, I can remember 3 o'clock when we would hit the streets, it would be game over, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you, we're talking about in the height of the crack era, right?
Yeah.
With open air drug sales, so much all kind of dope being moved, dope boys all on the block literally being littered with people all up and down Race Street. And we would go out and shut the city down, man. It was like,
they knew when we came on. They probably knew our damn off days.
Well, of course, they knew our every move, right?
They knew. It was like, but that was fun. It was fun policing back then because or camaraderie. We were back then.
We were tight. Yeah, we were tight.
Yeah, I remember in District 4. Waylon, he was a sergeant back then on my relief. Sundays, we would go down up under this overpass, stand in Lincoln. We'd go up under there. We'd do all our runs from one spot.
Right. Were you talking district? That's the way it was in District 4?
Yes.
Okay. Same policy for District 2. We used to go behind the elementary school there on Erie Avenue.
Right.
I remember even as a rookie, they was like, John, at this time, be behind the school.
Right.
And I'm telling you, I'd be out over there at 2, 3 in the morning, still trying to catch something. You know what I mean? Over Evanston.
Right.
Man, I would get chewed out, man. Like, have your butt in the hole at 2. You know what I'm saying? Don't be out it because ain't nobody coming, right? You get in some trouble. Hey, we not coming, So we made all our runs from the hole. Yep.
Yeah.
And that was,
we would eat there, get runs. So we take this one. We take this way. Go ahead, you finish your food. We take this.
Yeah.
Come 2:30.
Yeah.
Everybody rolling out, going down Central Parkway. Going back to District 4.
Man, that was when being a police officer was so much fun.
It was fun, man.
I could not believe, man, that they actually paid me to do that job. You know what I'm saying? The paycheck was a bonus, man. I would have really done that for free, man.
Right.
Back when people respected police officers and you still try to do a good job, you know what I mean? You really wanted to genuinely protect the neighborhood.
Exactly.
You wasn't there just for a paycheck.
It was you have different points. When you go, I would clear a corner off. Back when I was on the bikes, laying it there, Turnbull.
So let the audience know what you mean by clear a corner off.
Oh, I tell them get the hell off my corner.
Let
My corner. If the dope boy's on the corner, to get my corner back.
me have my corner, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what it was. Let me have that corner.
yeah. Let me have my corner
They
back.
could be 50 deep on the corner.
Yeah,
You say, let me have that corner.
we had the corner.
Like
And it's-
roaches.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
That's back when it was respecting the game, man.
you respect. So I remember old lady coming up there, Turnbull. Now she's coming up Lynn Street,
Okay.
and I just cleared off the corner. She's like, "Thank you, officer."
Yeah.
People
Used to thank you.
and the little kids.
Yes.
Because in my bike bag, I always kept like little candy and stuff for the kids.
Okay. Yeah.
Homes and courts. They see me coming, pass out little candy to them.
Yeah.
But it was just clearing out, you know, all the riffraff because it was just so much.
Man,
They were trapped. The old folks were trapped.
they were trapped.
They
Yeah.
were trapped.
Yeah.
And the kids, you know, the young kids,
They were trapped too.
they were trapped. But we caught them at a certain age, and we lost them. Once they get to spelling themselves or being influenced by other people,
Mm-hmm.
then we would lose them. So we had the old people and the young kids, in between. We
Yeah.
had some good people, younger people too that wasn't on. That was trying to get out of Dodge and do their thing.
Right.
But for the most part, man, it was we used to roll in on the cat team when we were doing the search warrants.
Yeah.
They'd be yelling, "Boys, boys," but they didn't know what door we was going to.
Yeah, they was doing a lot of yelling, man,
Yeah.
but we still had a lot of success.
Oh yeah.
I think we did. I don't know how many we search warrants we did together, but my entire time in the cat team, I believe we did over 100 search warrants, man.
Oh yeah. We were
And that was a lot. I would put them numbers up against anybody, even up to today.
Oh yeah.
Our stats even today would probably still hang with anything that's anybody's. Only person that I could think did more work in that area was Gene Allen,
Yeah.
and Forte.
Right. Yeah.
Because when I was trying to get on
Right.
the police department, Forte had already made over 1,000 buys. You know what I mean? He was cold in the game, and a lot of the young officers don't even know who he was. You know what I
Right.
mean? They don't know that a lot of them young cats
Right.
was putting in work long before we came along.
Right.
They was putting in the buys, they was doing drug work, they was jump. Gene Allen was one of the coldest jump out boys that you ever want to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so law enforcement back then, it was so much fun, man, because you could actually, huh?
It was hands on.
It was hands on. Yeah, it wasn't like today where you got all this other stuff that's going on, and you just recently retired, so
Yeah.
you saw all the whole evolution
Right.
from early 90s when police officers still had respect in the community, right?
Right.
And we were allowed to be police officers. I
Yes.
mean, and those that were successful police officers was allowed to creatively use whatever tactics and tools they had to use
Right.
to secure the community with 100% secure community approval.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Like you saying that I came out in 2018. What we used to do in the cat team and what they renamed it to BCS.
okay,
Uh,
violent crimes.
Violent Crime Squad.
Okay,
So they don't even do the stuff we used to do, bro. I mean,
really.
nothing. They don't do. They're so hands off. It's almost like being a preferred assignment. They just have to be in plain clothes. We used to go out in uniform, plain clothes. We rarely went out in plain clothes.
Yeah,
We rarely went out in plain. We did all our stuff in uniform.
in uniform. people are amazed today when I tell them what
Yeah,
type of level of work we did in uniform.
in uniform. So
That's
now
crazy.
they flipped the game where they want to come in plain clothes, thinking that they're cool.
Okay.
People don't know they butt from hole in the ground trying to do stuff. You get the little females and the soft. They just don't do the stuff that we used to do.
No, no. You'll never see that kind of police work
You
done
never see
again.
it again. You never
Ever.
see it again. It's so it's almost disheartening to see it,
Yeah.
but it's the hands off approach. We had a cold CI. Was Jay? Remember Jay? Was it Jay his name?
Yeah, Jay.
Jenny's CI.
Yes.
He was cold,
Cole.
cold.
Probably did over 1,000 buys in his career.
Yeah, cold.
With because he was passed down from Ruberg,
Yeah, yeah,
and probably Ruberg probably got him from whoever taught Ruberg.
yeah.
Ruberg taught Jenny,
Right,
right? And Jenny acquired him, and
right.
he bought that whole time,
Yeah, yeah,
and was the best confidential informant that I know.
yeah.
And we bent over backwards for him, man, because
Right.
he got those buys done in the
Done.
most professional manner.
Right.
It's to some degree, there needs to be a Hall of Fame for snitches.
Yeah, yeah. I would call him a snitch. He's a confidential informant because he was professional.
He was professional. I mean, this.
It wasn't no drama. It was like he had to look. He used before, so he knew.
Yeah, he was
So
a user. Yeah,
yeah, he's used. So he's like this apartment over here, there. You go type
his
up
information was gold.
gold.
His buys were gold.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, man, we made a name for ourselves off that cat,
bro.
man. I'm telling you,
Hit the
he,
doors.
he always pointed us in the right
Yeah,
direction.
always, man. But that was probably the most fun I had on the job was during that era of between between bike patrol and the cat team. Then I combined the two because I would jump on the bike sometime too.
That's right. You still,
Yeah,
yeah, we uniform up.
and just people don't understand about like being on the bike. You just you out of the bubble of the car, so you smelling stuff.
Seeing stuff, hearing stuff.
Man, me and Todd we would like just say, okay, we're gonna hit this corner quick, right?
Right.
So we would speed up and just fly around the corner. So we would catch dudes in mid sail. They'd be like, "Ooh, oh, you remember Eric Davis?
Uh,
Eric
yes,
Davis.
the drug dealer.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I remember Eric Davis.
Me and Todd one day, right? We're coming up it's Race Street, then it's Pleasant, Pleasant Street's the next one behind Race Street. So behind Jenkins Pool Hall, Green and Race Street, Jenkins Pool Hall. You remember Jenkins, right?
Yes, I do.
Pool Hall. Yeah.
Was there an alley right on the side of it?
Yes.
Yes, I remember that pool
That
hall.
alley. And I remember that alley. So if you came
Yes,
from Pleasant Street, we cut down that alley coming towards Race Street.
Jenkins towards the front door of Jenkins Pool Hall.
Yes. So
Okay.
Eric Davis behind there, behind the pool hall, hand in hand. He look up, he like this. He look up and hear me and Todd is right.
In his
So
face.
there's a field and it's a field of mud right on the side of Jenkins. It's like a vacant lot. It was
Right.
mud, man. So he tried to run. So he falls in the mud. Todd probably still got this picture, but he falls in the mud, man. And we helped his face in the mud a little bit too. when, when he when he came up, all you saw was his eye.
It was all mud.
Yeah, everything else was just mud, man. We laughed. Todd took a picture of him. Yeah, we used to hit him. We used to catch him so much, man. It's like, Eric, you're not good at this, bro.
No, yeah, yeah. We had a lot of talks with Eric. Like,
Oh,
man, pick another profession,
pick another
man.
profession, bro.
You're making
Making it too
us
easy.
heroes.
Yeah, you're making it too easy.
But they would always get out,
Yeah, yeah.
and try again. I see we got a couple of visitors. If y'all got any questions, let us know, man. We're just out here chatting it up. This is my old partner from way over 20 years ago, retired police officer Daryl Roan. He's been filling us in on how he became a Cincinnati police officer, how we originally met, and eventually became partners of a unit called the Cat Team. Now, I was already in the Cat Team, and I think I convinced you to be my partner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because who was my partner before? I had a partner before you. I forget. How can I forget my Cat Team partner? Or maybe you was my first partner. Who was partners with me? I thought you were my second partner in the Cat Team.
Because it was Jenny, me, you,
Uh,
Kathy,
Kathy, Dan Kowalski,
yeah, Dan.
and then I forget his name. Oh my God, I can see his face. But people would rotate in and out of the Cat
Right.
Team.
Yeah.
They didn't do their whole career in the Cat Team.
Yeah.
I did 3 years in the Cat Team
Right.
before I left the force. But yeah, we were part of a unit called the Cat Team. It stood for Criminal Apprehension Team, and we're talking about early '90s when the crack epidemic had hit full stride. I'm talking about, man, we were seeing crack, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pills. We had a big pill operation called at 15th and
Barrel.
L. They called it the barrel,
Barrel.
where
Yeah.
these old men would sit around and make it look like they was just talking and socializing, but they was moving weight. They was
Yeah.
moving drugs.
Yeah.
They was moving that dog food, what we call dog food, which was the heroin back
Barrel.
then. Yes, yes, man. We
But you know
was
what?
we was smacking them
Yeah.
cats, man.
My first, because you remember at the barrel was heroin,
The barrel was heroin.
heroin, and across the street, race and 15th, that was crack.
That was crack. Opposite
Yeah.
corners.
Then on Elder was the weed. You know.
Up by the Philly market. Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Was the
yep,
weed. You know.
yep. You had a
Different places.
triangle there.
Yeah. Different places had the different things.
Different types of drugs, different players, different ages. Look, because the heroin was an older crowd,
Right.
but they did a lot of pills at the barrel too.
Yeah. They did a lot of pills.
A lot of pills. I mean, we man, I couldn't even begin to talk about some of the arrests we made,
Yeah.
the grandmas and stuff like that.
I'm,
you
I'm,
know,
I'm, yeah. Go ahead.
I was talking about the grandmas that was selling their cancer medication. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It was crazy, man.
Crazy, man.
Man, and I made one of my biggest career arrests at the barrel with the mail fraud.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that one. Yeah,
Which one?
I caught two dudes in mail fraud at the barrel. Yeah, we'll talk about that
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
But you go ahead and make your comment.
Yeah. What's I about to say? What's I going to say? It's slipping my mind right now. You remember? I don't see if you remember this dude, Ripcord.
Man, the name, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
The
Ripcord.
face is coming back too. Yeah,
Now you remember when they had the remember the exclusion zone?
yeah. We used to arrest people for that, right?
Yeah, we used to arrest people. I don't know how they got
So
that.
it was a trespass.
It was
If you
trespass.
were arrested in a particular area, you had to
Yeah.
stay out.
Right.
Yep.
Right. But I don't know if you remember this foot chase. He was Ripcord. He's an old dude, old drug dealer, and we were coming up Main Street, and I think he was walking, and we chased him across Central Parkway, uh, behind the building on Main and Central Parkway. He fell in the snowbank.
Okay.
Oh, Ripcord. You might not remember, man.
Man, is
But
it
we
what
had
he,
some. But it was funny. It was almost. It was funny because he's so old. He tried to run.
he trying to run?
He
Yeah.
tried to run. It's like caught him in. He was inside the exclusion zone.
Okay.
He tried to run, but yeah, Ripcord. I forget his real name, but that was a street name, Ripcord.
Man, I would love to have a reunion with all the people we arrested. Well, some of them are probably still in prison, but I
Yeah,
mean,
but you know what? Like the Britons, Jamel Britton.
yeah.
I see him. We cool now.
Oh, oh,
I see him on the street when I was, because we're older now.
yeah. We're all older. We're all, yeah. I mean, it
We
was
go.
always love. It was always, back then, hate the game, not the player. They had a role they was playing,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
we had a role we was playing,
Yeah. We
and
were
so
all.
it was like almost like a match, a game of wit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Were we smart enough to catch them?
Right. Right.
They didn't think we were.
Right.
But I used to tell them, look, we get paid to
Yeah,
catch you. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
We actually get a decent salary to
right,
find out what you're doing, when you're doing it, how you're doing it,
right.
and to put you in jail for it. They never could compute that.
You remember the building game? Be up in the building.
Oh man, yes,
Oh,
sir.
now,
It was cold, cold with that.
oh, bro.
Man, I tried to count up the arrests,
Yeah,
and it was somewhere in the area of maybe 6,000 deep.
really.
We're talking about all the arrests that the cat team made
Yeah.
because we were averaging 200 to 250 arrests a month.
Oh yeah, we're killing them. It was,
Bro, did you know we was locking up that many people?
bro. We stayed at the JC.
When I started, because we had a law where we would write down
Yeah,
all our
yeah,
arrests
yeah.
in. Man, I started looking at the monthly totals, and I
I
went,
would like to find that law. I don't know if it's still somebody still got that.
Lord, if you could if we could get our hands on that, man, that would be just. I would probably break down in tears, man, because after reading some of the names in
Yeah,
there,
right.
yeah.
Because it was crazy, man.
But it was so much respect in the game back then. There's no respect in the game now.
No, no, no.
Like I said, the criminals, that was their profession,
Mm-hmm.
and they understood that we were cops and that was our profession.
Right.
Now there was little small talk every now and then, like
Oh yeah,
y'all, y'all cops, y'all this, y'all that.
right.
But it was like, bro, don't sleep on us. You know what I mean? We coming for you.
But back then, they would talk so much, but it's like you could put your hands. I don't want to say abuse, but like
You could go hands on. That's what they call it up here.
you saved me a whole bunch of times. I don't know if you remember this up on we was up in Pendleton.
Oh my God.
Uh,
What was going on?
I was on the bikes,
Okay.
chasing this dude. Caught him. I used to use the rim on my helmet,
The rim, yeah, yeah.
my bike helmet.
Yep.
It was crazy, man.
It
But back
was some crazy times, but it was so much fun. We made names for ourselves in that department, but unfortunately, it came off the backs of a whole lot of people going to jail.
going to jail.
But we was doing a service, man. We I feel really good about it because we did it the right way.
Yeah, yeah,
We didn't cheat anybody. We didn't charge with anybody with more than they should have gotten charged with. If we didn't catch you fair and square, we let you go.
yeah. You like Mr. What's his name? That we sat there at the traffic light and watched. Uh, remember it was on Sunday.
Is that one we were talking about recently? We had just came from lunch.
Yeah, we just came from lunch.
What was his name again? I can't think.
Oh, I've seen him.
Is it Jamel? He sued us. Did you get sued by him?
Yeah, he sued us.
He sued us, right? Yeah.
It'd come to me, but he's still around. But I used to see him when I was working at the impound lot. He would come down there and try to, get cars. And he looked at me, I looked at him. He ain't say nothing.
Yeah.
We sat there at the traffic light, let it cycle a few times, just
right
on van.
Right.
Just looking at him, say, what's his name?
What is it? It'll come to us. I was driving the van, so
yeah.
I remember I'm looking through the windshield and I see him. Now we rubbing our stomachs because we had just came from a really good meal.
Yeah.
Because we don't hey folks, don't believe it. Believe it if you want to. We ate good, right?
Yes.
We locked up 10 or 15 people and go get a steak.
We ate good.
We ate good, man. That was back when you could go in a restaurant and they loved cops being in their restaurant. We could get a table and eat good. So I think we had just eaten somewhere on Main Street or somewhere. And when we pulled to the light, somebody said, was his name Jermaine too? No, I can't think of his name. But they said there he was, and we all looked up ahead and we knew instinctively that, well, first we knew that the person he was talking to was a drug user. Right. And we said, there's a deal getting ready to go down.
Yeah.
This is about to happen. Oh my God. The Lord is about to bless us. Right. Because be honest, a lot of the arrests that we made we knew that God had set that scenario up, right?
Yeah, and we could never catch him.
Right,
When we would catch him dicing, we take his money, and
right.
he be calling district complaining on us,
Yeah,
but we can never ever catch him.
no.
Just that day,
Hmm.
it was a Sunday, and he's like, you know what?
He
There
was
ain't
he,
no way
he
I'm gonna
was
try to.
sleeping on us.
He was sleeping, had his door open. I remember sitting there. He had his door open, sitting in the driver's seat,
Yep.
reaching up under the dash, just saying,
Underneath the that's back when cars had the ashtrays in the middle.
right, right.
Well, we
He,
dating ourselves now.
he was just serving them.
Anybody remember when the car ashtrays was right in the dash, right in the middle, where you kind of pulled it out and it had the little cigarette lighter?
Yeah,
He was hiding the drugs underneath the dash. It was nothing but God, because when we pulled up next to him and y'all jumped out,
yeah,
something told me not to jump out,
yeah,
because I knew he was gonna try to either eat the drugs
yeah,
or hide them somewhere in the car. So
yeah.
I pulled up right to the passenger side window,
Mhm.
and I turned and just watched him. And sure enough, when y'all came around the car
Yeah.
to grab him, he took those drugs and tucked it back up underneath that ashtray. And I remember telling y'all, it's under the ashtray, it's under the ashtray. I saw it, I saw it, I saw it. Y'all got the dope, man. That
We
was the
got him
most.
for 6 years on that.
Man, he did.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did
yeah,
6 years, and I saw him at Home Depot years after he got out.
yeah,
I think he kind of went straight a little bit.
yeah. He was painting houses. He was
Yeah, he
painting.
was he was in there buying paint, but we didn't have no words. We just looked at each other and said,
Yeah,
"What's up?"
yeah,
That's back in the days, where you see somebody you put in prison, you'd see them at the
yeah,
local grocery store. Yeah,
yeah,
and that's just the kind of things that those are the kind of things that cops have to deal with, running back into
yeah.
people you put in prison.
Right.
I remember one time I was at the grocery store. Me and my wife, we were newly married, and we were
Yeah,
looking over the meat section. We were looking over one of those coolers.
yeah.
And
Right,
when I raised my head up, right across on the other side, looking at meat,
right.
was a big drug dealer that I had arrested. I forget his name. He was a skinny, light skinned guy. I forget where he sold from, but he had got out of prison, and I'm looking at him. He's looking at me. I'm looking like I'm with my wife. You
Yeah,
know, if you do or say anything, I'm gonna kill you right here. I'm
right,
gonna drop you, man. If he would have made any kind of move, I was gonna drop him in the meat aisle, bro.
right,
And because you don't know what these guys are thinking. They hate you because you put them away, but not so much back then, because it was part of the game. Now,
right.
I don't know what it's like out there on the streets now, man. I would hate to think, because there's no respect at all.
No, man, no. It's nothing now. The way they talk to cops now, and versus back then when we was out there,
Hmm.
we had some chatter, but not like it is now. Back then when we was going out, they still had the big old camcorder. Dope boys had the money to buy, camcorder back then. So
Right,
that
right,
was their first little, I guess the social media. I guess they could play it amongst themselves. But they used to film us back in the day with the camcorder, the big camcorders.
right.
Before cell phones became popular, it was the camcorder.
It was a camcorder, yeah.
Camcorders, they talking mess. You film me, so I don't care. You know,
Right. We wasn't scared of nothing, man.
if we fell on you, we knew we had you. We just didn't arbitrarily fall out the sky and jump on you.
No,
We
that's
just
not how it happened.
how it happened, man. Not back then, because it was a battle back then, man.
It was a battle of wits. It was a battle of intelligence. It was a battle, and I got so bold with it, man, because
Yeah,
my information was so good, man, and so
right,
cold, that I could roll up on a guy on a corner and say, look, man, I'm gonna tell you like this.
yeah,
I don't want to see you on this corner no more.
right, yeah,
And depending on how they reacted, I
hmm
would I would respond like, dude, you got my dope money in your pocket right now.
yeah,
I,
yeah,
I literally show them the buy money. You know
yeah,
what I mean? And it
right,
was like, what you want to do? We're trying to cut you some slack here,
right,
because you knew or whatever. But
hmm
if you want to go to jail, we got 3 buys on you already.
right.
And
Dope.
so it was crazy, man. It was crazy, but it was so much fun. But it got to the point now, and I don't know if I've ever told you this, D man. It really started to wear on me spiritually
Yeah.
because it was just that it was a game because we started to see on the tail end of that cat team experience a lot of these major drug dealers and these
Yeah.
guys that we had been going in and out of jail. They were getting older and they was getting tired, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was becoming so easy to catch them,
Yeah.
and that was simply because they was like ready to lay it down, man. It was like going to jail for them was the only way they could get out.
Yeah. And what kind of soured me at the end was deals, that they would get, I mean,
Oh, come on, man, don't talk about that,
yeah,
man.
they would get, when you want to report in. But they had the money, you know. Was it Ernstein used to represent them on?
Hal Ernstein, yep.
They,
Hal Ernstein.
they
We
had
saying names tonight. It
yeah, you know. But them cats, man, it was like I said, it was cat and mouse game.
was cat and mouse game.
But they had the byproduct of the bad part of that, the collateral part of that. I don't know if you remember, like we used to, pop the crack addicts, right?
Yeah,
And we be talking, pray for them in the car. Remember that?
yep, yep.
And we talking about, man, how's like? He said, man, stuff be calling me. They were talking about it's calling me.
It's talking to him. Yeah, I remember that.
Crack was talking to him back in the day. So that fueled you to go out and get these drug dealers, even
Yeah,
though they were just a part in the game too, because they wasn't the ones bringing it in, but
right, right,
they're serving it to their own people.
right.
So you seeing firsthand the destruction of the black community. It was like the night of the living zombies. Because we would be working nights, man, and addicts would just pop up out the sidewalk, like where they come from? It's like
Yeah,
they never slept.
they never slept.
Never slept. They never slept. They was always out there roaming, doing stuff to get their next high. You know, and back then it was just you could smell it coming out their pores. This was in the summertime.
Yeah,
Like somebody up in the summertime, man, a crack addict
yeah,
coming out their shoes, out their skin.
yeah,
They all had that same smell to them.
yeah,
Just that chemical smell they had to them.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Pores, man.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
that was gritty back then, man. It was before the gentrification of over the Rhine. If you go to over the Rhine now, man, you wouldn't even recognize over the Rhine now.
no,
I lived down there before I moved, before I retired.
right.
Yes, I was, but it
You lived in the location where we used to do set up the prostitution stings.
exactly right there in that parking lot.
Yep.
Yep.
So that goes to tell you what happened, man. I
Yeah.
mean, it was total renovation. We saw it coming, really,
Remember,
because we used to stand out there and say we need to buy one of these buildings.
bro, man, we gotta kick ourselves in the butt for that. Cause we sitting
Man,
there,
they,
they used to
it,
be up Clifton and Lane, just flipping one building at a time.
one at a time, and we saw that because we was using their buildings
Yeah,
to spot in, right?
yeah, yep, yep.
Yeah, we saw it coming, but we was just not. It was just not the way God wanted us to make money.
Yeah. We didn't have a master plan.
No,
People downtown had the master plan.
yeah,
So
they,
the strikers, the Roxanne Qualls,
yeah,
they bought all them properties up and down. Right, they had the master plan.
they knew what they was gonna be doing, right? Nobody saw that the what was it, the CC something. What's the name of that company that came in that gave everybody all that money to redevelop
Yes,
CCC or something like that?
CDC. Oh shit, I'm
You
working
would
with
see their logo on all those old
yeah,
abandoned
oh yeah,
buildings. Yeah.
3CDC,
Yep.
3CDC. That's
Nobody saw the formation of that organization that came in with probably $1 billion.
yeah. They
And
own Ryan now.
they went in and got it all, man.
They own it. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was something, man. But now, you know, I can even fathom being 21, 22, raising my hand to take an oath to do this job. Now, it's just, we came from nightsticks, PR 24s,
Uh-huh.
so now, fast forward 2021,
Uh-huh.
they don't carry mace no nice thick taser. You got your body cam.
Your body cam.
Your word used to be good in court.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
before the video, it took your word. Your credibility came on the stand.
yeah.
You know, relating the facts. You know,
Right,
based off, not telling no lies on the stand. You come
right.
here, you got your facts straight, this, and that. And the judge, prosecutors will respect you to say, hey, you know what, officer, you know what, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I might throw the case. If you can't remember, he didn't
If you,
do it. I didn't see him do that. That's being honest.
just being honest.
That's being honest, regardless of the case. You could easily say, hey, yeah, I saw him do it because
Yeah,
under, under oath,
yeah,
but that, cemented you in the eyes of the judges and the prosecutors because
yeah.
we had so many cases coming through, they'd be like, hey, Steve Adams, you know, we want
Rest,
you to know.
rest in peace, Steve Adams. Yeah,
Exactly. Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Wow, you're right. Because I received. I have my file jacket, man. I gotta find it because I need to go through it. But I probably have at least 10 or 12
Mhm.
accommodations in my jacket from judges.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, for witness testimony.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I remember one day I had a judge. I forget her name, but she was kind of the stocky judge with the gray hair.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of her name to save my life. But after I had a case in her courtroom one day, as I was walking out, she stopped me. She said, "Officer Martin, I just want to say that I thank you for your honest testimony
Mm-hmm.
that you always, testified honestly in my courtroom." I mean, I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And she in front of everybody, she
Yeah.
stopped me and said that to me right in front of everybody, and thanked me for bringing it. And I didn't even know at that time that there were officers that weren't being honest.
Right.
I because it's like you're dealing with somebody's freedom. Why wouldn't you be honest?
Right.
And what's wrong with losing a case if you don't know,
Right.
or if you don't have enough facts, or they beat you.
They beat you. If you
There's cops that didn't want to get beat.
you gonna get them again.
You go get them again. If you're a cop that's worth your salt, you go get them again.
Oh
The
yeah.
only case that I lost that way was one where they tried to demand that we bring the CIA in. We said we don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, not guilty. We
Yeah.
got his money. We got his drugs. He ain't getting that back.
Right. Right.
Go re-up, and we'll
Yeah.
be at your doorstep tomorrow.
Right.
You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? We dare you. Go re-up. Go re-up today.
Yeah.
In fact, because we going on the clock right now, right
Oh
after
yeah.
court,
Yeah.
we clocking in, and
Locking in.
we go find you before the
Yes,
day is
sir.
over.
Yes,
And
sir.
so, man, I did eventually find out and realize that there was a lot of testimony, and I wouldn't say some of it was all dishonest. There was just a lot of rookie cops, a lot of cops that just didn't know how to testify.
And I testified. They taking this badge, man. They got the 10 courage, and it's like can do no wrong,
Right,
But
right.
it's like back then, man. It's like you tell the cops like, man, stop trying to catch everything. Stop taking you take the arrest so personal. It's like the young cops take it personal. It's like, man,
Yeah.
you got 25 years.
Right, right.
Yeah,
You know how
don't
many
worry.
times you go see this guy again?
Don't worry about it, man. I remember my first day in District One. I don't know if you remember Mark Taylor,
Yeah.
old dude. He gave me a piece of paper with the months and the years and the days to retirement. I said, "Oh, you got jokes. You funny."
Oh, wow, wow.
So you funny. But
Yeah.
it's time, man. I'll tell the young cats, man, take your time. You gonna
Take
see.
your time. Well, it's funny that you say that because I wanted to pull up, share a screen because I had just pulled up before we came on air.
Mm.
Uh, I had just pulled up something that is very interesting. Let me see if I can get it up. Uh-oh. Did it change on me? It might have changed on me. Yeah. Let me see if it goes back. It was a story, a news story about CPD is facing officer shortages.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about that? Why is that the case? And
Well,
how many are they short? I heard it's quite a few.
there's quite a few what I've heard. Even before I left, I left when I was 18, and we were short then. You had reliefs that were running one or two people, two or three people. You know,
What?
yeah. Sonny Kim, when Sonny Kim got killed, uh, he was that was his off day. He was working overtime.
No, really?
Yes, he was working overtime. That was his off day.
He was
They were
working a mandatory overtime,
no, but it was like they were giving overtime because they were so short on the relief.
and so he was probably padding his retirement.
Yeah, and they were so short that he was working, to cover the relief.
Yeah, just to have enough officers on relief.
Yeah, but what they did, and I fought the administration. So, at a certain point, everybody got a specialized unit. You got all these bodies. Now, Blackwell came in, he changed some of that. But when Craig came in,
Hmm.
Chief Craig got rid of all that stuff, most of it. You know, he was putting bodies back on the street.
Okay.
It wasn't on, preferred assignment here, doing the same thing. You got Vice, then you got BCS, then you got, all these acronyms, all these units, but you're taking people off the street to form these units. So, the beat guy is left undercover.
Yeah.
They won't call you beat trash or whatever. They playing. It's almost something like a status symbol. I'm in specialized unit. I'm doing this. So you see the beat guy get that uniform to do this, but the uniform is the ones that break out the cases. He doesn't
Right.
have info.
Right.
Best cops that I've known in my career have been street cops. They started as street cops. They ended their careers as street cops. The best ones
Okay.
that I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
They wasn't scared of the street. They knew how to handle themselves. Uh, they just did stuff. It's just like you watch them diffuse the situation. Like, man, let this one go. Do this. No, young blood, you need to do this right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But these specialized units, man, it depleted the release.
Okay.
So now you have drop, and people are staying. They try to get people to stay extra. You can stay up to 8 years longer.
Okay.
But at a certain point, it's getting so bad in the streets. Like, is it worth that money?
Yeah.
Will I see it to the end?
Will you make it? Yeah.
Make it. So it's a cat game. Then people getting up that, and if you get into drop, then you had to leave. It was a mandatory time. You had to leave. You know, if you didn't get in drop, then you can stay as long as you want to.
Okay.
Got in drop, you got an out date, and you couldn't
Yeah.
stay beyond that out date.
Okay.
So with the city at the time, they held us for about 10 years without a raise.
Wow.
We went about 10 years without a raise.
That's crazy, bro.
It is crazy. So you have, Evendale, Glendale, Springdale, all these other departments, smaller departments, making way more money than us.
Hmm.
Less drama every day, you know. So people start filtering out. So they stop the classes, and I don't think they saw the long term of the attrition rate. They let it sneak up on them, and there's no
Okay.
way that you can fully train. There's no way that you can fully train a cop
Right.
and have
What's
them.
the academy now? 7 months?
Yeah, 7 months. I think it's
Yeah.
a month longer. Then FTO period,
Right.
probation period.
Right.
That's 18, 2 years, really, for
Yeah.
a fully able body out in the street to man itself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the city got behind the eight ball. So now they're in trouble right now.
Right.
They're in trouble. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but it's like they had classes, then they postponed classes. So it was like you're not looking at them. People like bailing now. With all this, the riots from last year, year before last.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all this police rhetoric. Anti-police this. Defund the police. People like, you know what? I'm out. Now you're not gonna stay for drop. Deuces. Me myself, I said deuces. I said I'll make my money someplace else.
Did you always know you wouldn't stay, or
That
did you really consider drop?
I considered for a minute. When I went up to Columbus, the guy was like, "You want to see your numbers if you stay for drop?" I said, "You can give it to me, but I ain't staying." $500,000. He was a 500,000 if I would have stayed. You can have that. I'm cool. You know, I sit at home right now. I'm chilling. Ain't nobody knocking on my door. I don't hear no bump to bump bump no music.
Uh-huh.
My peace. I can go out and make more money. I make more money retired than I did working. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
good. Money shouldn't drive you to stay.
Yeah.
We've had people that have did the whole 8 years and drop, and then live a year after that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All the money in the bank, and they're dead.
Yeah.
So that wasn't it wasn't an option for us. Like, you know what? I finished this. I didn't finish the military. So I was like,
Uh-huh.
you know what? I'm gonna finish this. I signed up for 25.
Okay.
93, I signed up for 25 years. That was it.
Yeah.
I did my 25 in one day. That was it.
That was it.
I retired on the 14th.
No regrets.
No regrets.
Wow.
You know, I can I can do what I want. I'm sitting at home right now, but as soon as my truck is up, as soon as I get my orientation, I'm gone. You know, do what I want to do. But I tell people, don't be scared to get away. People, they become attracted to, attached to the job. It becomes their persona.
Yeah.
So it's hard for them to detach from the job.
Yeah,
So
because it's more than just detaching from a job. It's detaching from the power, the authority, the whatever respect that comes with it from
right.
peers.
Hmm.
Because the day you walk away, you're a civilian again,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
got to learn how to live as a civilian.
That's big.
Yeah.
I know you as Officer Roan. It's like, no, I'm Mr. Roan now. I see people, if I come to Cincinnati, Officer Roan, Mr. Roan. Not Officer Roan no more,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's hard on a lot of officers because they never there's really no Mr. Wrong. You know what I mean? Everything is officer, even off duty, it's officer, officer. They're known as officer, officer, officer. They never worked on building relationships outside of what they did for a living.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I ministered on that a few months ago with people that have those types of jobs that become who they are,
Right. Right.
and police officers are law enforcement is one of those types of jobs
Right.
where uh, it literally is not only the public's opinion of who of you, it
Right.
becomes your opinion of yourself.
Right.
When you look in the mirror, you're not seeing Daryl wrong, you're seeing officer wrong,
Right.
and
Right.
so that is so hard for people that do those types of jobs to retire.
Right.
It because it's like almost like ripping their souls in half. It's like, hold on, I don't know what's on the other side of retirement. It's like, they don't, the edge of the earth or something.
Yeah. They have no plan.
They have no plan.
I tell anybody, even though I've been sitting at home about 2 months now,
Uh-huh.
uh, you have to do something. You have to do something. you retire too young to take your money and just sit at home and do nothing. You have to find some kind of outlet, you know, to occupy your time. You know, you have to do something. But
Yeah.
people don't have a plan. You know, think they understand. You know, I ain't sitting at home, I ain't doing nothing. You go crazy sitting at home. You know,
Oh yeah.
it was cool for me coming off the road. You know, it was cool, but now I'm itching to leave. I'm ready to go. As soon as I get my date, I'm gone.
Uh-huh.
But you have to do something. We're not made to do nothing. It's just not in you. Even if you volunteer somewhere and do something, you have to do something to keep yourself active, your mind active, because you get fat and you croak over someone with a heart attack.
Right, right. You're gonna do yourself in. Yeah. Yeah. You gotta keep moving. And we've seen that too often too, where officers retire, they go home, they sit down, and that's where they find them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's where they find them.
Yep.
And so it's important to keep it moving.
Mm-hmm. Got to.
Yeah, you got to keep it moving because that's an exciting 25 years of living in code red. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
It's hard to dial that back.
Yeah. You have to, man. It's like they stuff don't bother you. Like, I don't take it home with me.
Yeah,
It was never personal. It was a job. Some people say it was a career. It was a job. You know, it was a job for me. So
it
it's
was
like
a job.
I didn't see so much. People get promoted. Don't you want to get promoted? That's like, you know what? I wore stripes in the military. I don't feel like taking care of another grown person again in my life. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying?
Hmm.
Let Johnny, Officer Johnny, why you miss court?
Yeah,
I got right. I don't want to do that no more. I did that, 6 years, and I'm tired of that.
yeah.
So I had fun doing what I was doing. I made money, made good money some years.
Hmm. Hmm.
Did the things I wanted to do,
Yeah,
take the trips I wanted to take,
yeah.
live the way I wanted to live. So I was cool. You know, that's it,
And
man.
there's no regrets. Speaking of
No
taking
regrets.
trips, man, me and Daryl are avid motorcycle riders. We've been on a lot of trips, man.
Oh yeah, yeah,
We got
yeah.
some miles under our belt.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And it's really just the beginning because we got a lot more to get
Oh
under
yeah,
our belt.
that's right.
A lot more. We're plotting and planning on that now.
Yeah, he called me today, man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he called me today. Like, what you going? You going? I said, I don't know yet. I said, I'm still a gopher right now,
Yeah.
but hopefully, I can slide down there.
Yeah. What? How far a ride is that for you? You and LC?
10 hours. 10 hours.
10 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
Would y'all break that up or push it? Push it.
I haven't talked. I could
Or go
push it.
meet Alan in Atlanta?
Yeah. Well, I think Alan
Or they trailering down?
they're trailering down.
Okay.
Trailing down.
Yeah.
We broke it up. We probably break it up somewhere along Florida border somewhere.
Yeah. The line. Yeah. Would y'all go all the way down to 10 and go over?
We could take like cutting through Montgomery
Okay.
down 59. I think it's 59.
Yeah.
We cut like eastward down from Montgomery.
Yeah.
So, but usually just cut through and hit Atlanta is probably the quickest to go down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not scenic, but it's the quickest.
Yeah.
Hit the coast. So
Yeah. Man, I have really enjoyed this. It's almost an hour and a half now, man. I have
yeah,
learned a lot that I thought I probably should have known about about a few things since we
yeah,
were partners all those years.
right.
Man. But yeah, it was good. It was definitely good chopping up, bringing up those old memories, man. Names like Ripcord, man, and people, I mean, we got to do this again sometimes because all these old arrests that we made are coming up in
Comes up,
coming up
yeah.
in my mind right
His
now.
name, man. His name's on the tip of my doggone tongue.
Who? Ripcord's real name?
No, 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 no. What's his
Uh,
name?
the one we arrested over on
Yeah,
12th
yeah,
Street.
yeah.
Oh man.
Man, it's on the tip. I'm going to sleep tonight
Hey,
because I see him all the time.
I'm looking at his face in my mind right now, You know, that was it Gene something?
No.
It wasn't Gene. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah. But that was just one of the many famous arrests that we made.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And unfortunately, during our career, we lost what three people.
yeah, yeah.
Um, Pope and Jeter.
Pope and Jeter.
No, we lost four. Cranion.
Yeah, yeah.
We lost four
Great.
officers in our career.
Right.
Were you friends with Cranion? I didn't know him outside of really just seeing him in court.
No, I just knew him around. Knew him around.
Okay, okay, yeah, that was a tragic death as well. We lost Pope and Jeter. Jeter was really good friends of ours, right? And Pope sat behind me in the police academy.
Yeah, I worked with Pope in District 4.
Okay,
Yeah, he was on
and
our relief.
yeah, both of those two officers were murdered at the same time.
Yeah,
And then I think it was Cranion was after that,
yeah,
in which he was drugged to his death. Really?
yeah. He flew off the car.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah. And a young child, or well, how old was the boy that was driving the car? He
13,
was
14.
13 or 14-year-old, lost his life as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then here, how many years ago has it been with Sonny Kim?
At least 3 or 4.
At least 3 or 4 years when he
Yeah.
was, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I think 16 or 17 he died. Well, but
yeah.
yeah, somewhere around there.
And I think you texted me the morning he was killed.
Yeah.
And then I knew I have a good friend that was a member of his school, his karate school.
Right.
Then I contacted him. He didn't even know yet.
Right. Yeah.
And so then Sonny Kim, a good friend of mine and good friend of Daryl's from District 2 days, man, he lost his life in a tragic, in which the
No,
suspect,
suicide by cop.
suicide by cop.
Yeah, suicide by
And
cop.
then did he take his life as well?
He
The,
died.
he died.
Yeah, he
If I
died.
remember, he died. I think he either took his life.
Sandman shot him. Yeah.
Oh, so, okay, Sandman
Yeah.
shot him,
Mm-hmm.
and then we lost not to a law enforcement incident, but our good friend Thad Still.
Oh yeah, yeah. Daddy Hill. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he was my partner for a couple of years too. That's my guy. I went to high school with him.
Mm-hmm.
And did we lose anybody else to law enforcement?
No, we almost lost. You remember Kathy Carter?
Kathy, man, how
Yeah.
did we forget her?
Bro, that could have been us. You know that, right?
That should have been us.
That should have been us.
We should be dead, man.
Yeah.
Heck,
We were like a couple of minutes past that.
no, was it even a couple of minutes, Daryl?
We should have heard the shots.
Now I'm wrong with saying that we should have been dead because the way he was coming up as a Charles,
Yeah. We
and
came out. We came
we
out
came out the district,
and
and
left, and
then we went right
we were going down to BCI. We
to.
were going down to get some fingerprints or identify somebody.
Yep,
And
yep,
we were at because I was driving.
yep.
I was
Central
driving.
Parkway, and we got all the way down to Elmer Court
Elmer Court.
or Maine. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, 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 Elm, because you went
Elm.
over. Yeah,
Yeah. And it was like she put it out, but we didn't know where she was. And so we were waiting. We were like, Kathy, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? But we didn't know she was 3 or 4 blocks away from us.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
4 blocks away from us.
yeah.
Pulled up on scene. And actually, they did a reenactment with that.
Oh yeah.
Somebody, I don't forget which is the Discovery Channel. It was somebody, but we had to reenact that scene.
Okay.
And she actually came back for that.
Did she?
Yeah, she came back for that. Yep.
Well, nobody could tell it like she told it, man.
Right. She was cold. She was cold. She did what
Yeah.
she needed to do.
She eliminated the threat and saved her own life.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a tragic situation as well.
Right. I remember taking the gun. It's a big old revolver. I remember picking the gun up, putting it on the hood, and jumped over because he had like a big old trench coat or something on.
Yeah, he was laying on top of her.
Yeah.
You went around to the driver's side,
Right.
and I think that's actually the picture that was in the Sunday paper was you.
Yeah.
You were still in that picture.
Right.
right? Because you were still on the drive, because you had to reach in the driver's side
right.
and pull him off of her.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. I know Rusty was there. Um,
Jeff
Jeff Butler.
Butler was right
Yeah.
behind me
Hmm.
because I opened the passenger side door and she still had the gun in her hand.
Right.
And
That was road.
Jeff Butler was like, Kathy, give me the gun, give me the
Yeah.
gun. She was in shock.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
She was shaking,
Hmm.
and you could obviously she had blew his head off
Yeah.
or shot him in the head.
Yeah. She shot right in the air.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And I remember everybody, all the sirens that were going,
Oh
and
yeah.
it
Yeah.
was that was a crazy night, bro.
Hmm.
Man, yeah, we got to come on again, man, and do a cop show,
Yeah.
and when we do one of our cop shows, and talk about all the crazy experiences we've seen and had,
Oh
and
yeah.
the arrests we've made, and by then hopefully we'll remember old boy's name.
Oh, you know it's gonna come to me because
Right, as soon as we end this live, it's gonna come
yeah,
to you.
I see his face, man. But yeah, the dead bodies and just the crazy stuff.
Dead
A
bodies,
lot of stuff. Just
man.
a lot of crazy stuff. A lot of stories, man. Just that are just forgotten. It's like
Yeah,
it's like man, it seems so long ago. You know, it almost it's like another life ago. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's been so long ago. But did we really do that? Like, yeah, like Rowan and Martin coming.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about all that, all that type of stuff, man. Let me give a shout out to my boy Jackson Owens. He's followed us tonight on Twitch.
All right.
A young man that goes to my church, man, and so shout out to Jackson. Um, Thanks for the follow, bro. And yeah, we'll do this again when we line up. We gotta get this show that we do a name like Cops and Robbers or something like that. Or we just come on and tell stories, and then we can do the
Oh
uh,
yeah,
the, the
old
video
school.
breakdown.
Yeah, yeah, old school cops.
Couple old school cops. Yeah, yeah.
But the SmackDown, like I said, you saved me so many times, bro.
Hey, and vice versa. I was thinking about that before we went live. Like, how many times did Daryl save me, man? It was like with all those search warrants that we did.
Yeah,
It
them
was just
search
like,
warrants.
man. It was, particularly the time where we stopped that cat. The cat flags us down for a ride on was that 13th and Republic.
Uh-huh.
Remember, he wanted to ride downtown to his hotel. I think he was going down to a hotel,
Uh-huh.
and we said, "Sure, jump in." But I think it was you.
Yeah.
You said, "Hold on, let me pat you down first." Dude had a gun on him.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
You
No.
don't remember that, D?
No, I don't remember it, man.
13th, right in front of the apartments where what we call those apartments that had the
Oh,
tiers.
oh, that's 1231. 1220 it's 12 something.
Mm-hmm.
1221.
Republic. Yeah.
Street. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time on that street.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time on that
Yeah.
street. Every crack, nook and cranny, alley,
Yeah.
cove, you
Right.
name it. We was in
Yeah.
and out of most of those apartments.
Yeah.
There was something always going on,
That
man.
place, man. It's hot.
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 Search warrant after search warrant. Oh man, what man? It's just yeah. We're gonna definitely have to
Yeah.
do this again so we can chop that up, man, because it looks nothing like that today
Oh no, no.
at all.
Bruh. Even that building you're talking about's been redone.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It still got the tears or no?
Still has the tears, but they redid it. That's all been redone. All of them down Race Street, Pleasant.
Uh huh. It's all
You
brand new.
you wouldn't even recognize it, man. They have
Wow.
bars, corner little, little bars and little restaurants, and it's crazy. They moved the what was it down on 12th Street? All the social services they moved. I think not the drop in, but the other one. What's the name of that place? I think that's still there. But all other like homeless social services have been moved like towards the west end.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was living down on Jackson Street, man, every morning, Saturday morning, it's
Mm-hmm.
like that was a destination, man. I would look out the window, come outside. They get their baby strollers out, walking up. There's no way 20 years ago that they'd be walking up Vine Street, you know, with the baby strollers, with the dogs, sipping on their lattes.
Bro,
All the little spots where we get a rest, the cubby holes where the bums used to like sit, uh, all shops and
bro, last time I was in Cincinnati, I stayed at your place, man. I really went through some psychological issues
right,
because I think the last time I was there for like 5 days. I actually spent some time driving around
yeah,
over the Rhine
right,
because I went to try to find what was the clothing store? Uh,
Smitty's,
Smitty's. And
yeah,
when I realized that wasn't there anymore, and they just like, oh no, it's way up on.
yeah, it's just smaller now, yeah,
And I went up there, and I'm like, what the heck is this? He's
yeah,
like in a corner store,
yeah,
and of course Smitty was long gone,
right,
but his right hand man was still there, and I'm like, what happened, man? You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because Smitty used to like me.
yeah,
I got in good with Smitty because Smitty's plates had expired once, and he
yeah,
totally didn't realize it.
right,
And I saw his plate had expired, and I went in and I said, "Hey, Smitty, your plates are expired."
yeah,
And from that day on, we was like best friends.
yeah,
He was like, "Oh, young man, thank you."
right.
And so every time I would go in there, he would tell his right hand man, "Take him in the back, take him in the back,
He had all the stuff. Remember during the riots?
bro."
During the riots, you wouldn't. He had
So
all.
I had left before the riots.
Oh yeah, left.
I had left before the
Right.
riots.
But during
Yep.
the riots, man, we went back there. He had all the old school stuff. He had
Man, he had the old Adidas outfits, the Run DMC stuff,
stacks of them,
brand new, bro.
brand new stacks of
Stacks and
them.
stacks. He
Yeah,
had all the old City Slicker pimp hats,
yeah,
full length coats,
yeah,
zoot suits,
right,
brand new stuff,
brand,
man.
yeah,
All silk shirts, all that, man.
crazy.
All in the back because he those buildings where he had them constructed,
Yeah,
he like owned, there was like doorways
yeah,
between those
right,
buildings, and all that was storage back
right,
there, man. And so yeah, Smitty used to tell him to take me in the back, man. I go back there and be like, yeah, I want that one, that one, that stuff that never hit the window,
right.
man.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, that was just a sad visit for me, man, because I got upset, and I think what was really pissed me off, I was coming back from Smitty's, and then you had sent me to some place to get some cookies too. I forget the name of it. I went and got some cookies from a place.
No,
Did you recommended a place, uh, and I forget where it was, but I was driving back down. I want to say Elm Street ran
yeah,
north to south, right?
right,
Was that Elm?
yeah.
Okay, I was coming back down Elm, huh?
Yeah, it ran north. Yeah, race ran south.
Race ran south.
Yeah,
No, Race was a two-way. In Race a two-way now? No, that was Vine.
Vine Street's a two-way now.
Okay, so Race ran south. Elm ran north. Elm ran
Right.
north.
Yep.
What street did I come back down then? What's the street? One street east of Vine.
Walnut.
Walnut.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was coming back down Walnut, man, and there was this really nice restaurant on the corner, and I saw this white couple
yeah.
with their baby carriage and their dog
Yes, sir.
at Walnut, and was that 14th or 16th,
Yeah, Mercer.
or was it Mercer, where all the big time
Yeah,
drug
yeah,
deals
yeah,
used to
yeah,
go down?
yeah,
And I sat there at the light and I watched them. I said, man, and I got just pissed off, bro. I said, because before years,
yeah,
these were places where old ladies were afraid to come out their house, man,
Yeah, right.
because of the sheer terror that was taking place in the streets.
Oh, absolutely. On the corner.
Now you have white families
Yeah,
walking up and down these streets with their
right.
children and their dogs without a care in the world.
In the world. You're absolutely right.
People lived in fear
Yeah,
on those corners.
yeah.
Now they're having beers
Beers.
outdoors
Right. Outdoors.
on those corners,
Yes. Yes.
happy as they can be.
Happy, not thinking about nothing.
Man,
And
I got so pissed off.
walking around the corner into their townhome. Because Mercer Street ain't nothing but townhomes now.
Oh my God.
All these homes, man. You know, if I wanted to be an urban driller, if I wanted to stay in Cincinnati, I would have bought something down there.
Yeah,
It was just convenient, you know.
man. Yeah, and I came down the race from what's the street top of race where you come around McMicken.
Yeah.
I came down race and I looked through the Finley Market archway there,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and they had picnic tables out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They was drinking wine, bro.
Yes.
That was all drug deals in that archway.
Right. Right.
And I got white people sitting at round tables
Yeah.
with lights hanging, drinking wine
Yeah.
outside.
Yes.
I said, this. It just did me in, man. Because look, how many open flash tickets did we write?
Ooh, bro.
Now y'all walking around with wine in
Wine.
public.
Listen, they got a few more blocks to go. They're probably finished now, but they're still when I was on still McMicken between McMicken and Walnut. You know that little park, the triangular park was right there at Lang Street and Clifton,
Yeah,
back street.
back street.
That's still hot,
Okay,
but
everything behind the gas station.
everything behind that's still hot.
Yeah,
Pine, Walnut, that's still hot.
yeah,
That Shell station right there
it's
is
hot.
is foolishness.
Yeah,
But they're trying to hold on to that little area, but they're gonna
right.
go. They're gonna go.
They got it. Yeah, it's a matter of time.
It's just a matter of time. You know. You know.
They don't put the squeeze on them.
On the last homicide, I was like a couple of minutes away. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm not even on my beat. I'm on beat two. I'm on beat three. You know, beat three is mine. I'm on beat two. Just come out early in the morning. Homicide. Because they don't go to sleep. They out there all day, all night, right there on the side of the Shell station, dicing, gambling, doing drinking, smoking. Chick got shot. Dude roll up on this other dude, trying to shoot him. Dude grab. It was actually his family member. He grabs her, pulls her in front of him,
Mhm.
take the bullet. She died.
Oh wow.
Crazy. I'm the first car on the scene, trying to. What took y'all so long? You know, it's like my fault, right?
Right.
You know, where the ambulance at? We got to talk
Uh-huh.
about that too. You know, when they don't want you.
Yeah.
When something happened to the people that don't want, like the police,
Yeah.
you can never ever get there quick enough.
No.
You
No.
know,
Yeah.
like I got the ambulance on my back. You know, they got to get the call, they got to receive it, they got to jump in the ambulance, start it up, come here, and get you. It don't happen
Right.
lickety split.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like I said, that's the last part of it, man. But they're gonna take all that all the way up to the university.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
gone. It's gone forever.
yeah, forever.
Yeah.
And
Which I can't.
yeah,
I can't say it's a bad thing it's gone because what was happening in that whole area for years was ridiculous.
oh yeah, you haven't seen the stadium.
What stadium?
Oh, oh, the soccer stadium.
They got a soccer. Oh, I think I heard something about that
You might
about
not have
Taps.
District One. They took half District One's rear parking lot.
Uh huh.
So they took Taft Field. They took their field and they built Taft another stadium, uh, cat a corner on Ezra Charles, across the street from Ezra Charles. There was a big old empty field.
Okay.
But they put their stadium over there. But the FCC, uh, Cincinnati,
FIFA or whatever that is.
yeah, football, yeah, there's a stadium behind District One.
Crazy.
Yeah,
I gotta Google that. Is that one of that Google Earth
yeah,
that? That's something I gotta see.
yeah. They took that. So the West End, they were complaining that they gave West End so much money because that was the big thing. And look, I'm thinking in my mind, right? Y'all done had this doggone neighborhood for years.
Hmm.
You've done nothing to it but destroy it. Standing outside all doggone day, selling drugs, drinking beer, pissing, shitting. Just did nothing to, Oliver Street,
Uh huh.
Finley, uh, John Street, all that just, tore up.
Uh huh.
Cricks, Johns, and drug dealers.
Yep.
So now they want to come in, but they gave them so much money. They had to do so much to get the property. So they're gonna put the X amount of dollars into the community. So I think the community they finally gave in to their demands, so that they were able to build it.
Hmm.
Um, but it's like you know what, y'all had this all this time, so the property value's gonna go up.
Yeah.
It's just like what happened over the Rhines and happened to the West End.
Yeah.
You know, uh, they have they built them townhomes over there, so it was like probably in 2017, 2018.
Uh-huh.
I get a run over there and talking to this dude. He was talking fly. He was like, "Yeah, them people that got them townhomes over there, it's about they prisoners in their own home." I'm like, dude, that's cold, because you have people that bought these townhomes,
Uh-huh.
and you got smaller ones was like Section 8, you know, but
Right.
they butted right up to each other.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
$200,000 townhome with somebody paying $25 a month for these little size townhomes, man.
Hmm.
But he's talking about these people though. Yeah, they're prisoners, and he was proud of that, saying that they're prisoners and that we keeping them prisoners in their own home.
Wow.
You know, you can't even go outside and keep your garage door open because somebody coming in, gonna do something.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Man, I'm so happy to be out of that city. It's ridiculous,
bro,
man.
it's a relief for me, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I had mad love for it at one point. It was a blast growing up there for
Yeah,
a part of my life, my teenage years, but
right.
no desire to go back at all ever.
It's
Really.
it's gonna be even worse when you hit the country. When, it, when it's your time to come down to the country,
Yeah.
bro. I used to love Detroit.
Yeah.
I used to love going to Detroit.
Yeah.
But the last few times I've been in Detroit, man, just the sounds and just
The sights and the smells. Yeah.
I'm ready to come back home.
Yeah.
I don't hear nothing. It's like
Right.
I want the quiet, man.
Want the quiet, the peace.
I was going to the grocery store today, and you know how you know where I'm situated at.
Yeah.
So I'm in the country, but 10 minutes down the road, it started getting populated, right?
Hmm.
So I had to go to Walmart. So this Jeep was behind me. I could hear the bump, bump, bump of the music.
Okay.
I just irritated me so, man. It irritated me. I'm like, I'm ready to get, just away. But when you get to the country down in Kentucky,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, you understand. It's like, man, I don't want the city life no more.
No, no, no. It's okay to visit, but that's not where I want to lay my head at night.
Absolutely.
I want to be under the wide open sky and the peaceful sounds of crickets. Right.
Crickets and stars. That's all I see at
Cr-
night.
Crickets and stars, man. That's the thing. That's the reward of a life well lived to me.
Yeah.
You know, you can go anywhere and get into the thick of it, man. But to have to lay your head down behind enemy lines,
I'm done, bro.
no, sir, no, thank you.
Yeah. People's like, why you move to Alabama? It's like, just keep sleeping, keep moving, keep stay up there. Don't
Yeah,
come down here.
yeah, yeah.
Stay up there. I keep this to myself.
Right, right,
Just to
right,
myself, man.
right.
Yep.
Well, all right, D, man. It's almost 1 o'clock. We almost pulled it off, man. We're just 10 minutes shy of 2 hours, man. We almost
Oh,
did it, man.
it seemed like a couple of minutes.
Man, you get to talking. See, it's just that easy, and that's what they call it, just chatting, man. You get in there, just get to talking.
Yeah.
And so we had a little bit of activity in the chat. A couple people checked in, and we had picked up a subscriber tonight,
Okay.
and I think we were up to 6 or 7 people watching live on Facebook at one point. For a while, we had them going pretty good.
Okay.
So yeah, it was overall successful night. The videos will stay up on and continue to get hits.
Right.
And then we'll just keep doing this till we get really, really good at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we can reach out to a larger audience. So yeah. All right, bro, man. I appreciate it. Hey, we're gonna get, like I said, we're gonna get into it again. But for tonight, we signing off, everybody.
All right.
Sleep tight.
Yes, sir.
God bless.